Channel and welcome to Endzone, A World Apart. The new DLC Distant Places, you can see right there, is out now, and that's what we're looking at today, or rather why we're here to look at this game. Now, I can only go so deep because of the nature of the beast, so this serves as showing off the game, giving you an idea of what Endzone is, and it is fantastic, spoiler, and letting you know that they are adding more and more DLC. You can see there's a whole bunch of other DLCs here as well that we've looked at over time. But yeah, this is just a colony management game set in a post-apocalypse. It's probably the best one. It's easily the best one going that I know of. I know Surviving the Aftermath, I'm not a big fan of that, even though it followed the fantastic Surviving Mars. But this is the superior one, so you should check this out if you're into colony management at all. So it would seem that this Distant Places DLC, you can see there, it's adding essentially like expeditions. So you can send dudes out on hot air balloons and that sort of thing and go and explore beyond the bounds of your colony. Now, I'm not 100% sure how much we're going to be able to cover off on today, but like I said, at the very least, let it be known that it exists, that the game is still being supported with new DLC, and, you know, it's never been a better time to get around it. Okay, so survival mode, we're just going to jump straight in. Easy game, how about we just go normal? Normal, because I'm normal. There's our map seed. Settlement name, The Curtains. That sounds perfect. I couldn't think of a better name. Oh wow, look at this. That seems like a really sensible place to build. So let's just let this load up and see how much I can remember. Oh, we're right next to a whole bunch of water. See, it's a lot of fun, and it really does scale well. So like now we've got nothing, but you can actually build your society up pretty significantly. Okay, cool. So this is sort of our little HQ point, which has all of our resources, and we've got all that crap up here at the top. It has a job allocation system, which is really interesting. You can see here. And again, Surviving the Aftermath does something similar, but they focus too much on this overworld board game map, which I think is weak and unfortunately takes up more than 50% of your time. This is focused on the colony. So you can see this, we've got settlers and you can allocate them to being builders, for example, like that. You can see we've got predictions on the weather, so you have to sort of hedge against drought, things like that. And the rest is pretty standard fare for looking after your colony. I suppose, can I find the overlays? You've got things like this, terrestrial radiation, so you can sort of do cleanup to try and scrub that and manage it, but for the most part, it is stock standard colony management, okay? So anyway, where were we? I want to build, and we're going to need to get water going, right? So system is basically just a water collector. What we really need is a jetty. A jetty is probably going to be the smart move. Goes this way, I think. Is that how we want to do it? There we go, perfect. So let's, now you can put down paths. This music's quite mellow, isn't it? Do. Logistics, dirt road. That sounds pretty good. So I guess I'm gonna have to come up with some sort of system. Alright. So we'll do that. Water point. No. System can be priority. What's the radius? Is that the service area? Let's just plonk it there for the moment. Oh, fuck. I should have rotated it. Okay, you can see it's going to get contaminated. We're going to leave that there just to see what happens, you know? So get around. Oh, there you go. They're scrubbing up the radiation, so that's nice. Okay. How are we going for resources too? So water's a big priority, which you can see sort of there, right? And it gives you an idea of where your storage is at. Food probably is not a bad idea either. Oh, you know what? We could do a fishing hut because we're right here. Oh, I can almost squeeze it in next to it. Oh, can I? There we go. Look at that. Perfect. Okay. Okay, spacebar's pause. 1, 2, 3 is speed. Good. That should be default in colony management. Rich food. Yeah, build it, boys. So once you have these jobs going, you can see water carrier and fisher. So let's just put those jobs in there and see if that's enough for the moment. So we got water, we got a bit of food going on. Let's see, let's deal with the wood situation. Okay, resources, forester's lodge. I could probably squeeze it in there. Let's plonk it there. So what you're probably gonna have to do, I believe, is you will zone where to cut down. Here we go, we'll add a forester. And you keep settlers in the kitty as sort of haulers, right? Go-betweens. So you can see here, cut down and reforest, you can choose to do. Oh, okay, this doesn't actually, this just does proximity. So most other things do zoning, but that's all right. This does its own thing. That's perfect. Like hunters, for example, you have to zone. Now scrapping will be a zoning thing. Okay, so here you go. Build a scrapyard. Let's do that. You know what? There we go. We'll put it right here, right next to the thing. Perfect. And you can see we've got a whole bunch of scrap there. So you just move the area of operation for the scrapyard. And again, drawing a comparison, bloody Surviving Aftermath does this same stuff as well. Add a scrapper. We might add another water carrier. There you go, your population goes up. So you have kids, and then the kids mature. We're going to need to build houses for them to all start making more babies. You can have temporary housing with a shelter like this. And then you can have individual, baby bumping houses. All right, now I'm just going to slap everything down. Very slapdash. Okay, cool. So this is built, and you can see here that you can move there, change field of work, right? So you can see there, it's actually quite massive. So we could probably put it like that, right? And I'll just, there you go, they're going and pulling in the scrap, and then they process it, well, just into scrap basically. And then what you have is a recycling system, right? So this, which will selectively, so you can see there, metal, cloth, plastic, or electronics from scrap. So you can either have like 3 of these going, or you can just sort of change it as required. But yeah, you refine the scrap down into one of the 3. That was quick. Refiner. You can see we'll just have it on cloth by default. Water tank fill level. Okay. Let's add another person to the water production line. Radiation protection. Okay. Keep building. So there's a lot to do. Let's just duck through this. So there's a lot of water systems. You can do irrigation. Farming, obviously, is a big part of it. Charcoal kiln, workshop. This is all pretty standard fare. Housing. Community. Oh, a pub. A forum. Cemetery. School. What else we got here? Water point's probably handy. I noticed that just before. Market, decontamination station, expedition station, so that's probably worth getting going. So we can go do scout missions and expedition. Research as well. Electricity. What else we got there? Decorations. All right, and you can just task them directly. Okay, cool. What's this? Homeless settlers. Yeah, we should probably prioritize that. So we will build a large shelter. Oh, you have to leave the space for the road. Ah, okay, that's fine. Now, what's this need that we don't have? I don't think it's missing anything in particular. Scrap cloth. Yeah, no, we're building that at the moment. Cool. So far, so good. So we'll just sort of chip away at this. Might try and stand that expedition station up, but I don't think that's strictly linked to the new mode. Got a drought coming. We're up to 400 water, so at least we are sort of turning a profit. I might actually put max water carriers on. Just because that drought's gonna take the wind out of us. Might turn that down to one builder. We'll have another fisher as well. Okay, cool. So we've got this shelter. Old and infertile. Oh, you can zone it. That's crazy. Looks like everyone's got houses. Everyone's happy. But what we really want is people pairing off in these. Capacity 2 out of 5. Unassigned workforce. No, that's okay. That's fine. So, could use a population explosion. You know what I mean? There you go. That'll do for the moment. I like the different prefabs are different. Like they're the same building, but. And there you go. So it adds a bit of character, making it all look ramshackle and different. Yeah, there we go. Hopefully we'll start making some babies. Oh, there you go. Speaking of, we're getting some there. Okay. Incoming drought, stock up on water. Yeah, well, we're up to 1,000, so that's something. That's something. Oh, kitchen. Hunting lodge is probably sensible. Build that. Yeah, I suppose you need to be sensible about how quickly you grow your population. So I might focus on trying to get adequate housing. Because we need more workers. That's what we really need. We're sort of running out. Unassigned settlers assign themselves tasks on their own. They transport resources to depots and warehouses and automatically take over the profession of settlers who have died. Oh, okay, right. So you don't have to keep track of backfilling if my random scrapper dies and my production chain stops because it doesn't backfill. That's clever. I like that. They also free construction sites from radiation, scrap, or trees. Yeah. So I'm not sure how many people we probably want in that seat at any given time. Oh, I heard someone shooting a pig or something. There you go. Hunt and capture. So they're out just hunting away. But we don't really have the ability to pen animals or anything, so... Alright, Beverly's living on her own over there. That's probably a strong indicator that we're good for houses, right? Because I'm only giving these mongrels houses so they can give me babies. Capacity 0. There you go. So no one's living in the big shelter. Yeah. Well, that's your test, right? What's going on in the shelter? If there's anyone living in the shelter, we need to build more houses. There we go. We got little kids coming up. Children help their families to transport food and water to their home. Oh, cool. And then looks like they're on a timer. Oh, wow. Yeah, we're smashing kids out. This is great. Go team. Alright. Now we've only got 1,000. Water tank fill level. Ah, hang on, we need a new water tank, I think. Let's pause for a sec. Cistern collects and stores water. It requires wooden jetty. Yeah, we figured that out. Water tower. Yeah, see, now this requires advanced plastics, which we don't really have. You can see here, plastic, but this coal. Coal is made from a charcoal kiln. Oh, they must use it as like a filter. Let's just make another cistern. Right, does that increase our capacity for water carriers? It does. Oh, that's cool. Though, presumably they're not building locked. Yeah, looks like... Upgrade to water tower. Oh, you can straight upgrade it. Oh, that's interesting. Because that's what we were just looking at. I didn't realize the water tower is an upgrade. Ah, upgrade level, upgraded water tower. Ah. Water tower, okay, and then that's the third tier as well. Interesting. And then that's an upgrade there as well. Okay. All right, well, look, we probably want to do a water tower, so I need plastics and I need coal. Now, we're kind of good for cloth, so what we'll do is we'll just straight pivot our scrapper, this guy, to plastic, right? And he'll just start making plastic, which is good. I also noticed that we can make a charcoal burner. Where is it? Charcoal kiln. Let's just put that there. Okay. Need these kids to hurry up and mature. Oh look, Tony and Lucy are nearly there, so that's good. Yeah, because we need to stay on top of that water. We really need to fill the reserve up. It's good that this is full. That's good. It's a good problem to have. Storage in the building is running low. Yep. That's right, because we've only really got the one builder. Now, I think the builder there is relative to the amount of free settlers. There you go, so it went to 4 so we can have 5 builders. Okay, that's interesting. Here you go, Lucy's living in there, being a lonely, bloody, boring cat lady, so we better give her a house for her 17 cats. You know what? I'm a benevolent ruler. We'll future-proof that as well. So this is so good. I love this game. I think there are wrecks of like... You can find like skyscrapers, look at that, buildings and that sort of shit. So it is like, not to be dismissive, but when I say it's standard fare, it's got all the trappings you would expect of a game in this genre, and it does it exceedingly well. So like, there's not a lot more that you can say about that if you sort of follow. Hang on, what's this? We should boost our protection. and protective clothing. So this is straight out of Frostpunk. Like now they're giving me tasks to commit to. Tailor's shop. Okay, sure, bugger it. You can have a tailor's shop. And I love this sort of stuff because we've talked about it before. I don't love just simple freeform sandbox. I find it too meandering. Some people love it, you know, your Minecrafts and all that sort of stuff. You need to give me tasks. Hunt. Oh, okay, we need to rezone the hunting area. Over here seems good. Now what's going on here? Fishing. Oh, because of the drought, the water's dried up. That's okay. Lucky we've got some food in reserve. Growing population, well that's good news. Alright. I think we're good for the moment. Our charcoal burner's going for it. Can we afford the upgrade? No, we need 8 charcoal. Oh, there we go, we can. We can afford the upgrade. Power consumption, 200. Now hang on, that's not a smart move because we're not generating power. Let's look into that. Let's investigate that. That's not technology. Electricity. Wood turbine. Right? So we're going to need electronic components for that. Recover from scrap. Okay. Yeah, see. We're going to need a refinery, I believe. Right, and in order to do that, we need whatever that is, sheet metal. I just changed to it then, metal, yeah. So this guy will be doing that. There we go, perfect. Perfect. So it's coming along. Here we go, settlers with no protective clothing. Use a tailor to make protective clothing. We built the tailor. Where do we put it? It was there. There you go. So you can make different tiers of protective clothing. So you can make a carbon mask with coal, sorry. And that as well. And if you mouse over here, it should have a drop down showing you what protective clothing tiers you have, right? Now the mission wants us to do activated carbon masks, which we can afford. We can afford that. Attend to individual needs, okay? Tell me about this dude. Here we go. Luna, child. What's the matter, Luna? Education, uneducated. Yeah, but I also don't care. Okay, maybe we should. School, right? Power consumption 100. Now, it's in blue. Oh, children are educated faster. So the power is not 100% necessary. Now, do we have any things there's the balloon station from the expansion, right? Do you have anything, there you go, faster research speed. Okay, so I don't know if power is 100% essential. What I was sort of trying to figure out then is if there are any things that must have power. But I'm not convinced that there are. Oh, you know what, actually? Let's check the water thing. What was the next tier? This, upgraded water tower. No. Okay, so I don't think there are things that you have to have power. It just helps a lot. Look at them carrying their little buckets of water. Yeah, we'll give them a school. Get them big brains learning. There you go. We're still building that protective gear. Oh, there you go. We completed the mission. Okay. Oh, and they rewarded me with bloody 6 more. Fuck yeah. That's perfect. Where did I put the tailor? There. Let's just make neck scarves for the moment. Teacher. There you go. So my children population is dropping. That kind of makes sense. There we go. We got some people that need houses. So yeah, you can sort of see the rhythm, okay? Now, like I said, it's always tough because I obviously don't do full reviews because I prefer to cover a million different games at once. That's just me, right? Everyone's different. The downside of that is if you do have something like a DLC come along, even if I had a save that was like a 20-hour in Colony that was late game, right? I'm going to be rusty as buggery. So, you know, I spread myself thin. That's kind of the model for the channel. But anyway, I digress. My point being, in a situation like this, where it is a DLC to an existing game that's already a time sink, the best I can do is try and put it on your radar. And the hope is that if you've never heard of this before, you're seeing this video for the first time and you're like, oh, this game's really cool. Maybe I'll check it out. It's good to know that they're still supporting it with DLC. And then on the flip side of it, if you're someone who's already a fan, I'm not sure I need to sell you on the DLC for these sort of games, right? Chances are, me showing you this video will go, hey, guess what? There's DLC out for your favorite game, and now you'll just go get it. Do you sort of know what I mean? And also in this case, when I would, there's nothing wrong with the DLC, but it's not super radical. It adds cool expeditions and all that, but it's not changing the gameplay super fundamentally. You know, it's not an overhaul or anything like that. It's just value add. So at the end of the day, just basically putting it on people's radar is the priority. Anyway, just a little bit of a waffle there on the end. This game's great and I love it. I find it very soothing and, well, I'm a big fan of colony builders and yeah, I think this is one of the strongest one. Definitely in the post-apocalyptic setting, I would say it is the strongest one on the market and it's great that they're just releasing more stuff. You should check it out. Anyway, team, thanks again for joining me. I might just leave it there for the time being and I'll catch you guys on the next one.